All right, folks, I'm back again with another edition of Felons Talk. Today I'm going to tell you a story about Bill Henry and Rodney Britton. Bill Henry was an old, I guess you'd call him a freewheeling guy, you know. He was a big guy, 6 foot something. Uh, he had long hair down the middle of his back. I met him in Leavenworth. He's an old, actually, he's from Texas, originally from Texas. He's an old bank robber. He had done time in San Quentin, and that's where he met my co-defendant, the one that was on my murder case with me. So I met him kind of through my co-defendant, and he turned out to be a hell of a guy, man. Like likable, you know, just a fun guy to be doing time with, you know. Always focused on escape, and he was. There was never a time in this guy's life where he wasn't trying to either make his way back to the free world, or while he was in the free world, he was always robbing banks and drugstores and whatever else he could, you know. And Rodney Britton, Rodney Britton was my co-defendant on the murder. Remember, I told you guys that my co-defendant had broke out of a small jail in Oklahoma. He got the gun out of the lockbox and he took over the jail and he let out one guy, and him and that guy went out and carjacked the guy, and you know they caught him way down in Texas and all that. Well, this was the guy. This was the guy, Rodney Britton, that he had broke out of the jail with in Oklahoma. So anyway, Rodney Britton, he gets out of prison, and about the same time that uh, Bill Henry gets out, and they're both together in a halfway house in Arkansas. I'm not sure exactly what city was, but they were in a halfway house. And what do? They start robbing stuff, pulling robberies, armed robberies, right? All over. While they're in the halfway house, you think they would wait until they got out of the halfway house. They just went on a robbery spree. Okay. Anyway, to make a long story short, Rodney was driving the car. He was the driver. And it was a stolen car. And apparently, APB went out. The car was used in a robbery, and it was being pulled over by a deputy sheriff. All right. Now, as the car pulls over to the side of the road, the deputy sheriff gets out, and so does Bill Henry. He's on the passenger side. He gets out, and a gunfight ensues. Bill shoots the deputy, and the deputy shoots him. So he's wounded. He hits the ground. The deputy dies at the scene. Rodney Britton thinks that uh, Bill Henry's dead. He thinks, you know, he doesn't wait to see if he's alive or if he needs help or anything. He just floors it, takes off, right? And he gets the fuck down the road, man. He's looking for a place to hide. He knows there's going to be a shit show coming his way real soon. He pulled into some farmer's property and held up in a barn. And eventually, the SWAT team showed up, and they wanted him to come out of that barn. He wouldn't come out. They traded some gunfire. Okay. Still, Rodney refused to come out. One thing led to another, and the barn burned to the ground. Uh, whether that was intentional on the part of the police or whether it was unintentional, part of gunfire, I'm not sure. But what they found when they went in there is they found Rodney Britton had already died from a gunshot wound. Apparently, in that fucking shootout, uh, he had been hit and he had passed away. So, you know, so now Bill Henry's left to face the music, okay? And there isn't really much he can do. All right, he's fighting the case and everything. What can he say? I didn't do it. Uh, they spent some time in the hospital. They pulled a bullet out of him, a couple of bullets actually, and they put him on trial for that cop's murder. And he was convicted and sent to death row. Okay, this is way to hell back in the '80s, man. Okay, and I was still writing to him. I was writing to him from Leavenworth, and he told me that he was on death row, and they gave him a cell partner. He said it was ridiculous, man. He said death row was overcrowded. You know, everybody had a cell partner. They didn't get any recreation, so they're basically locked in this cell pretty much 23 hours a day. Now, when you're fighting a death penalty, it's pretty. You need some space, man. You need some personal fucking space, right? Well, he didn't have none. He had a cell partner. He said the cell partner was a fucking idiot, right? Anyway, yeah, I felt for the brother. You know what I mean? I really did. Um, the problem was that oh, I don't remember who the governor was at the time. It may have been Clinton. I think it was Clinton. Check me out. This is back in the '80s, right? Was Governor Clinton? Was Clinton the governor of that state at that particular time? I think he was. Anyway, um, Bill said that the governor of the state had promised to speed up the process of executions on death row. He said there wasn't no reason for people to be sitting around uh, year after year while the courts, while their appeals wound through the courts of appeal. Uh, so, and that was kind of the last I heard of him, man. I mean, we kind of quit writing after a while, but I'm sure he's passed away by now. Whether they killed him in in Arkansas, I don't know what they were using back then. If it was, I think they were just starting to do the death penalty was just starting to be lethal injection back in them days. I think that had just started there. But either way, he had a bad heart. So either way, I'm almost positive he's no longer alive. And I don't know any way to absolutely check on that. I guess I could maybe Google it. And I think I did Google it and I couldn't find out any information about it. One interesting fact here: California, death row, people, more people die of old age on California's death row than the ones that are actually executed. There was a guy that had been on death row for 37 years. He got tired of waiting and he committed suicide. Okay, um, chances of you uh, actually being executed in the state of California are pretty fucking slim. I mean, if you're waiting on death row, chances are you'll die on death row, but it won't be from the lethal injection. It'll be from natural causes. About 4 years ago, uh, California implemented a policy whereby death row inmates can be sent into the general population of the penitentiary while they're waiting for their death date, their execution date. So you can be out functioning in general population and enjoying what populate what whatever population has to offer as far as more freedom, access to things that you probably wouldn't have access to while on death row. You could just be a member of you could be in general population while you're waiting for your death sentence to be executed in California. So that's an interesting fact, right? Anyway, another thing is that I just heard from John Greshner today. Uh, he will be allowed to call me again, but it's going to take till about the middle of next month before the whole thing gets approved because he refused to listen to what I first told him to do. If he had listened, it wouldn't be this way. He could have been talking to me today, but he didn't do it. He didn't think it would work, and he found out the hard way that he was wrong. That he will now, because every month they put in a new phone list, okay, and it takes a month to approve it. So it'll be next month about this time before he'll be back on the show. In the meantime, is there anybody that wants to, come on here and to be interviewed for the show? Uh, you know, let me know. I'll leave my. You can get in touch with me through my email. That'll be in the description. Uh, Also, please like and subscribe to the channel. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment, ask a question. And I also have my Cash App up there. So if anybody wants to send money through Cash App, I'd be happy to receive it. Um, I'm still in the process of the monetization thing. I have to have people to take me through each step, and it's not always easy to get somebody who's good with the computer to come over and walk me through these steps. What can I tell you? I'm just not computer literate, but I know enough to put these shows on, and they will get better. As time passes, I will learn more about how to edit and stuff, and how to interview guests, with a video, split screen or whatever. Uh, this is on my agenda of things I'm going to be doing. Uh, I'm moving along. I'm inching along, and yeah. So pretty soon, folks. Pretty soon, I'll be back with another edition of Felons Talk. But I'm also uh, I'm looking forward to interviewing some people. I got a guy tomorrow who did time with John Greshner in Colorado, and he's wanting to. He's got a good story. It's kind of funny, and we'll see him tomorrow. I'll try to do a show again tomorrow with him, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, ask a question.